right, here we go.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 out.
The 3-2 pitch, a fastball.
What a throw. Got him looking with the screwball.
You don't see that very often.
It's a stand-up double.
The race for the pennant just heated up.
It's a short hopper.
That's his third error of the game. The squeeze is on, and what a steal. She's away back, gone. Come out to Dodger Stadium, where everyone gets to play.
Are you in for a treat?
And step and throw.
If I don't pivot my hips, what's going to happen?
Drop back like this here. Good angle, good extension.
Some of the greatest coaches that ever lived.
Knees bent, catching the ground ball, the slight give it to him.
Hey, sweetie. You want these knuckles to line up.
Looking real good.
Look. I got it.
Great hip turn, great swing.
All right. You have to have that give it to him. Perfect. Great job, guys.
Very good job.
Oh!
It's time for Grand Slam Jam 4, Training the Dodger Way. Starring Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda, with tips from the Dodgers coaches. And now, here's Tommy.
Hi, kids. Hi, kids. Hi, kids.
Hi, Tommy.
How do you feel?
Great.
All right. Well, listen, let me tell you something. Are you in for a treat? You know, we have the Dodger coaches who really know a great deal about baseball. Now, they're going to give you some tips that are going to make you a better baseball player, because you can use these training tips at home, on the ball field, wherever you go. Aren't you lucky to have such great coaches telling you how to improve your game of baseball? And if you do the things that the coaches tell you, I feel certain that you, without a doubt, will become a much better ball player. And now, kids, you've got a guy who's going to show you how to hit that ball harder and more consistently. Reggie Smith, outstanding batting coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers and one of the greatest players that ever played the game of baseball.
Reggie Smith is in his first season as the Dodgers hitting instructor, and boy did he know how to hit. In 17 Major League seasons, Reggie hit over 307 times, and his 314 home runs is the third all-time highest by a switch hitter, behind only Eddie Murray and Mickey Mantle.
Kids, I'm going to teach you the proper grip of the baseball bat. Yvonne, I can see you have that bat pretty far back in your hands, pretty deep in your hands, and that's asking for injury. Let me see you here for a second. The proper grip of a baseball bat, you have to have the bat more in your fingers in the top hand and across your hand in the bottom hand. This will allow you to swing the bat more freely and have more bat control. I know you've both probably had your hands sting at one time or another and had sore thumbs. Well, we all have, and that comes from having that bat too far back in our hands. The more you have it up in your fingers and aligning the knuckles in this fashion will allow you to swing the bat more freely. Kids, there are 3 important things in hitting. 1 is having a bat that you can control. 2, having a stance that you're comfortable with. And 3, getting a good pitch to hit. Getting a good pitch to hit is obvious. You want to pitch over the strike zone, a ball that you know that you can hit and hit hard. Having a stance that you're comfortable with means that you're balanced. And usually what will take place there is having a nice wide base, the knees bent slightly, and you bent slightly at the waist, your hands wherever you want to place them. Keep your head up, both eyes focused on the ball. Then when you take your stride, you stride at the pitcher and pivot. Pivot on the back foot, the back toe, so that clears the hips out of the way, and that's what delivers the bat into the ball. Luke, let me see your swing. Great swing. This next drill is what I call my fence drill. It's designed to help you develop a short stroke, that quick swing that will help you deliver the club head of the bat to the ball. You want to have short to long, not long all the way. And this drill right here will help you attain that. What you do, you take your normal stance, you try to place the fence, depending whether you're a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter, closer to your back shoulder, the end of the fence here. Now, I'm going to get set up here, get into position, have the fence about 2 feet away from me, clear my hips, and take a nice fluid swing here in this fashion. As you can see, I did not make contact with this screen. Now, if I don't pivot and I don't clear my hips, what happened?
You'll hit the fence.
That's right. I did not have a short swing. That's a long swing. Okay? Luke, why don't you try it? That's great. Nice pivot, nice fluid swing.
We took time out from the coaches for a rap session with Dodgers catcher Mike Piazza.
Mike, what was it like being Rookie of the Year?
Well, it was a tremendous thrill for me. I worked extremely hard to get to the major leagues, and to see all your hard work, a reward for that is very rewarding for yourself and for your family. So it was a very proud moment in my life.
What kind of baseball did you play when you were a kid?
Well, I think I started off like anybody did, playing Little League baseball. I played that until I was 12, and then from there I played Babe Ruth baseball until I was 15. And then American Legion baseball, and from there I went into college, and then from college went to professionally. So those were the levels that I played.
How did you get to the major leagues, Mike?
How did I get to the major leagues? That's a good question. Well, you start by playing in college or high school, and a scout comes and sees you play. And if he likes you, then he drafts you. Every major league organization drafts players. And then from there you go to the minor leagues, and if you do well, you slowly work your way up, or fast, depends on how good you are, all the way up to the major leagues. I spent 4 years in the minor leagues.
Mike, did you always play catcher?
No, I didn't. I started off playing first base in college, and when I signed with the Dodgers, they had a tremendous amount of first basemen playing for them at that time. They had Eric Karros and Henry Rodriguez, guys that are in the big leagues now playing first base. So they saw that I had a strong arm, and they said, "Do you think you could make the switch to catcher?" And I thought I could do it, but it took a lot of hard work, but it was also a lot of fun and very rewarding to finally be able to catch.
Now, here's my pitching coach, Ron Peronowski, one of the finest pitching coaches in all of baseball, and he's going to give you some tips on how to become a better pitcher.
Ron Peronowski has been an instructor with the Dodgers for the last 21 years and is currently in his 14th season as pitching coach. Back in the 1960s, Ron was a great pitcher for the Dodgers with 54 wins and 101 saves.
Okay, to become an effective pitcher, we have to have some good sound fundamentals. First of all, good foot position on the rubber, good body balance, your feet just parallel to your shoulders, a little forward lean, a nice step backwards, a good pivot, eye contact, and a nice follow through. Javon, let me see if you can try that. Foot on the rubber very nicely, lean forward, a little step backwards, nice step backwards, a little pivot, good eye contact, and a good follow through. That's a good job, Javon. All right. Okay, kids, after we pitch the ball, it's very important to be in good position to field the ball that's hit back to you. Now you become the fifth infielder. All of a sudden, when I go through my windup, I come into a good follow through. I'm in good position. My feet are spread apart. I take a good crow hop and a good follow through. That way, I give the first baseman time to get to first base, and it's a good play. This is a good drill for you kids when you're by yourself with no one to catch the ball. You find a vacant wall, get some tape, and put it against the wall the size of the strike zone. It creates accuracy and good concentration. Go through your full delivery, and your control will improve.
He's very funny. He's nice and he's funny.
His generosity and the way he talks to kids.
He's always nice and he's fun to be around.
He works a lot with kids and he does good with the Dodgers.
I like his attitude. His attitude toward ball. I like how he's kind of colorful.
The thing I like best is he's always got great food in the clubhouse after a game.
Okay, kids, now we're going to get some tips on how to play the outfield by Joey Amalfitano, outstanding third base coach of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Joe Amalfitano has been a major league player, manager, and for the last 26 years, he's been a big league coach. That's longer than any other coach in baseball today. For the Dodgers, Joe coaches third base.
All right, the first thing we want to do is get the proper stance when we play the outfield. All right, we want our feet a little bit outside the width of our shoulders. And we kind of want our toes pointing out like a duck, okay? So I'm going to assume that position. I've got my feet like this here. I got them outside the width of my shoulders. And now I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. I'm going to put my glove hand on one knee, my left knee, my throwing hand on my right knee. And then I'm going to look in and watch the pitch when it's delivered to the hitter. Now let's see how those stances look pretty good. They look real good. Okay, now we're going to demonstrate the proper way to catch a fly ball. And when you have to make a throw after catching it, you want to try to catch it on your throwing side. In my case, and in all of us today, being that we all throw right-handed, we want to catch the ball on our right side so that we're in the proper position to throw the ball. And remember, very important thing, you want to catch it two hands. You want your transfer hand next to your glove. So I'll demonstrate a catch. See that? I caught it on my throwing side, and I'm ready to get in position to throw the ball versus coming over here and carrying the ball all the way over here. You want to catch it on your throwing side. So let's see. Kayla, let's try it. Let's take a look at it. Let's see that stance. Looking good? Looking good? Very good. Now we're going to talk about the ball is hit to either side of us when we're playing the outfield. We use a crossover step. So if the ball is hit to my right, I'm going to get my left shoulder, my left leg, and go in this direction. Now if the ball is hit to my left, I'm going to cross over in this fashion and get to the ball as quickly as you possibly can. So now that we went over that, Kayla, we'll have you demonstrate it. Emily, you come right over here, and we'll have a ball tossed to you. First, Kayla, to your right. Pretty good. That looked good. That looked good. Come on over now, Emily. The ball's going to be hit to your left. That's looking good. That was very good, both of you. All right, Brian, the first thing, we're going to talk about the ball that's hit over our right shoulder. And a lot of times in Little League play, players like to backpedal like this here. And that's not the proper way, so we're going to correct that and get it right. And what we'd like to see you do is now the ball's going to be hit over your right shoulder. You've got your stance like this. It's a drop back step. You move this foot back, take your hip with you, and you go back after it in this fashion here. All right? So let's see you demonstrate that. Now, you don't want to backpedal. You want to drop back step. All right? The ball's going to be hit over your right shoulder. The ball's been coming from that area there. Come on in here, young man. Hustle in there. Nice play. Great play. Jeff, let's get in here and see what we can do with a ball hit over our left shoulder. Now, you don't want to backpedal on this. You want to drop back. So let's take a look at it. Let's go. Hey, great catch. Come on in here, young man. Let's go. Come on in here. Nice going. I haven't seen anything like that since Butler last year. That's a great catch.
And now, kids, here comes Billy Russell, outstanding shortstop for 17 years for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and he's going to give you some tips on how to play the infield.
Bill Russell is the Dodgers bench coach and Tommy Lasorda's right-hand man, but he made his mark as the Dodgers shortstop for more than 17 seasons. Russell is among the all-time Dodger leaders in almost every offensive category.
Okay, Luke and Brian, before we get into some infield drills, let's talk about our proper stance out here as an infielder. First of all, you want to make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart, or just a little slightly more, as you see here on my feet. Now, let's shift our weight to the balls of our feet, or the toes of my feet. See, my heels are off the ground? That means my weight is evenly distributed, where I can go to my right, I can go to my left. But the main thing about fielding the ground ball, guys, is make sure you catch your ball out here in front of you. The glove is out in front of your body this way, and then you charge the ball. Don't wait back on the ball. You charge and go get the ball and play the hop. And also anticipate that each ball that the pitcher throws to the hitter, that it's going to be hit to you. No matter what position you play, then when it is, you're ready to field this ball. So that is the basic fundamental of fielding a ground ball. Remember, guys, to be a successful infielder, you have to have soft hands. And one of the things we use here in the Dodger organization is a Tom Lasorda soft hands glove like Brian has here. So remember, just picture yourself catching an egg where you really want to, you don't want to break it when you catch it, so you have to have that slight give. Remember when we talked about the proper stance, the knees bent, catching a ground ball, the slight give at the end? Okay, Brian, you show them how to use that glove and that soft hands. Great, a great job. Okay, Luke, you do the same thing with you got a regular glove on. All right, great job, guys. Okay, Luke, in order to avoid that dreadful bat hop, there are two ways that we want to field a ground ball. One is getting that long hop coming down, which we call the bottom of the hop before it hits the ground. The other one is that short hop where the ball hits just before the glove and you smother it with your glove going inside. Those are the two ways that you preferably want to catch the ball. Now I want you to get into your fielding position. When you see the ball coming, I want you to read the hop. If it's a short hop, I want you to say short. If it's that long hop, you call the catch it at the bottom of the hop, I want you to say bottom.
Short.
Very good. All right.
Bottom.
All right. Good. Nice job, Luke. Attaboy. And finally, kids, when you're at home alone, there's a good infield drill to use. Find yourself a solid wall with a tennis ball, rubber ball. Get in that infield stance like we talked about. Throw that ball against the wall, and when that ball comes back to you, catch the bottom of the hop or the short part of that hop like we talked about.
Mike, what do you do when you're not playing baseball?
What I do when I'm not playing baseball? I enjoy lifting weights. I enjoy playing drums. I play guitar. I play everything that's not nailed down, more or less. I have fun enjoying during my off time. I like to go to a lot of concerts, and I'm a big hard rock fan. I don't know if too many guys like hard rock anymore, but that's what I like to do with my spare time.
Who's your hero and why?
My hero was Mike Schmidt, and why is because when I was a little kid, my dad had season tickets to the Philadelphia Phillies, and most every home game I was down there sitting on the third base side. I sat about 30, 40 yards behind him and watched him play night after night, and to me, he was the greatest player, greatest third baseman who ever lived, and obviously a very good hitter. He was my hero. I enjoyed watching him, and I always patterned myself after him.
Mike, who's your biggest fan?
My biggest fan? I'd have to say probably my dad right now. My dad enjoys watching me play. My dad is a very big fan of baseball. He comes and watches me in almost every major league city, National League city we play in, and you know, I know he's my #1 fan. I have a big family, but I know my dad's always there watching me.
As you probably know, in baseball, things don't always go as planned.
The famous weenie race here at County Stadium. You got the brat on the right. You got the Italian sausage in the middle and the Polish on the left. Let's see who's going to win it. Here comes the Italian. Passing the Polish. Yes. Hey! Out.
Calvin Gonzague's heading for the plate. Now they've got him in a rundown. And it hits him in the back. Heading for the plate again. Newland's throw is there. They got him in a rundown again. And he gets back.
ball battle. Here goes the bat in the crowd again. We had one sail in there last night, and a big battle continues here.
We got a tug of war going on now, Bob. Who's been doing their weight work and who hasn't?
Gonzalez wanting to see how it comes out, too.
Oh, now.
That's a good way to do it.
After about a 3-minute tug of war, they
Now, kids, here comes Mark Cressy, my bullpen coach for 18 years. He's worked with a lot of catchers in the Dodger organization, and he's going to give you tips on how to become a better catcher.
Mark Cressy is in his 18th season as the Dodgers bullpen coach. He's coached in 5 World Series and 5 All-Star games. And in the offseason, he runs instructional camps for kids in Huntington Beach.
Hey, Jeff, since you strapped on those tools of intelligence, let's talk a little about catching. Let's get you in a good stance. So come on over here, and let's start with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Then you're going to take the toe of your right foot and put it even with the ball of your left foot, so your right foot's slightly back. Keep the toe of your left foot pointed outward considerably, and your right foot out here too, okay? Now you're going to bend at your knees, and you're going to keep your weight on the balls of your feet. You're going to lean forward and give a good low target, but you want to keep your fanny up above the level of your knees. You want to put your bare hand behind your glove in a semi-fist so it's protected from a foul ball. Now you're in a good stance. Now from this stance we can throw out enemy runners. When we're going to make a throw, the first movement is with this back foot. This inside ankle bone is like a gun, and second base is our target. You're going to point that gun toward the target on your first step to catch the ball. Why don't we try that? Point your gun toward your target. Now that you've caught the ball, you transfer it into your bare hand. While you're doing that, that left foot points directly toward your target. And now you're ready to throw the ball. Let's see if we can do that, Jeff, with a pitch. Give me a good stance. Feet shoulder width apart. Good low target, hand behind your glove. Here we go. And step and throw. Wow! Okay, tough guy. Now I'm going to show you how to stop those low pitches in the dirt. We're going to start from our good stance. Okay, so let's get in our good ready stance with feet shoulder width apart. And the first thing that we have to do is we have to get our kneecaps to the ground and replace them where our feet were. Okay, we're going to do that by kicking them back, kind of like a mule when they get mad. You're going to kick both feet back, put your kneecaps where your feet are. Ready? Go. Beautiful. The next thing we have to do is we have to take our glove to fill this hole by turning it under and at the same time protecting our bare hand by putting in a semi-fist behind our glove. Now we've filled this hole and we protected our bare hand. We're going to block the ball with the chest, so we want to keep our chest on a forward lean so when it hits, it keeps the ball in front. We protect our throat area by keeping our chin on our chest, and now we're in great block position. Do you think you can do that, Jeff?
Sure, Coach.
All right, well, let's get up in our stance and let's try it with a pitch. You know, Jeff, blocking a ball in the dirt takes a real tough attitude, and you got to believe that no ball can get by you. So when you're practicing with your coach, you want to tell that guy something. What would you tell your coach right now, Jeff?
You can't get one by me, Coach.
Beautiful. Okay, let's make it happen, Jeff. Beautiful. Mike Piazza couldn't have done any better than that, Jeff. Good job. Hey, Jeff, now I'm going to show you the fundamentals on how to field a bunt. You know, the catcher has to be the eyes and the mouth of the whole play because everything happens in front of us. So we've got to be alert on the bunt. I'm going to teach you the 3 things that we have to learn to verbally say on every bunt play. As soon as the batter squares, he does it right in front of us. So we're the first one to know that a bunt's on. So in order to alert our third baseman and our first baseman to charge, we're going to yell, bunt, bunt, bunt. Now, once we've decided that we're going to field the ball, we're going to make sure that that pitcher doesn't bump into us and we end up on diamond vision. Everybody laughs at us by yelling, I got it, I got it. Then everybody gets out of my way, okay? And the last thing, when that first baseman's down the line, we don't want to hit that runner in the back as he's running down the line because then he'll be safe. So we yell, inside, inside, to remind that first baseman to give us a good inside target to avoid hitting the runner, okay? Now we're ready to field the ball. The first thing you've got to learn to do, Jeff, is take your mask off. As soon as the ball's bunted, get that mask off and just drop it behind you as you run to go field the ball. You're going to field the ball by running around the ball
And when you get to the ball, your body should be going the direction you're going to throw it. If you're going to first base, you're going to round it this way. If you're going to go to second, you're going to go in line with second base. When you pick up the ball, Jeff, you got to use two hands. I want you to think that this is a dustpan and this is a broom, and you sweep the ball in together, all right? You're going to crow hop and you yell inside, inside to throw the ball to the first baseman. Do you think you can do that?
Uh-huh.
Well, let's try it. I'll be the batter. I square to bunt. What do you yell?
Foot. I got it. Inside.
Beautiful, Jeff. Come on back here, buddy. That's outstanding. You're going to be a big leaguer someday for sure.
Well, kids, do you think you learned something?
Yeah!
Well, I'm going to tell you something. The coaches that have worked with you, along with Joe Ferguson and Manny Mota, make up one of the greatest coaching staffs that any manager could ever have. So if you listen to the things that they've told you to do, you definitely will become better ball players. There's only one route to Dodger Stadium, and that's through the avenue of hard work. If you want to be a major leaguer and play for the Dodgers, you've got to practice. Now, you know what makes Tom feel good. For someone to tell me they love the Dodgers. Let's all together put our heads back. Say with all the pride and enthusiasm you have, I love the Dodgers! And the Dodgers love you. God bless you. See you later.
Anybody here have a question for Mike?
I do. Mike, what was it like being in... Oh, God!
No problem.
Oh.
Probably had that happen before, haven't you? Where your hands sting a little bit. Luke, let me see your swing.
Okay, give me this change up. That's it. You got him. Very good, Jim. All right. You know what's amazing about that kid? I've had some guys that catch for me. When they gave the signals, they looked down to see how many fingers they put. That kid didn't do that. He's intelligent.